Alright, so how did your group start in the first place?
We met a long time before we started working together. Brandon was in a local band called Uplift. I was in a punk band. I was a drummer, and I've just been friends for a long time. And I started putting together this video game music about 2006, and Brando came in from there. We both really enjoyed doing it and got some laughs out of it. So a lot of fun.
So why video games? Why would that be the thing to inspire your music?
I'm not so much a nerd as I am a 90s kid. I just have a great appreciation for the things in the 90s. Things were just a better time back then. The TV shows were better, the cartoons were better, people didn't try as hard, and I really have a fond love for the 90s, so that's kind of where the video game things happen from, I would say, right?
When we were kids, we didn't call ourselves gamers. Everybody played Nintendo. So it wasn't a big deal, but you know, when you're a kid, you play video games, and if you're musically inclined like the two of us, and eventually you mix the two. And
yeah, we never really wanted to be rappers, though. I think that just kind of ended up happening. We're not really rappers anyway, but it's just kind of this style thing.
When was your first performance, and what was like kind of the reception to that performance?
2008. Was it 2008 when we did that radio interview? Because that was our first show. We started out, like, I think it was like 2008. We had like a giant television / computer monitor. I don't even know if that thing was a TV, but
yeah, it was big.
Yeah, we used to lug that around to shows. And the first show we played, I think, was in 2008, 2007, something like that. And went over pretty well. I mean, we got a radio show out of it. They assumed we'd been playing for quite some time. That was a horrible radio interview. It said radio. I don't know if I can swear during your interview. You might have to cut that out.
That might be one of the 13 things you can't say on the radio. Yeah. Why come to a con to like perform rather than like other venues?
Me and Brando have always been a bar band. We haven't really been a con band. I think the only convention we've played together is Nerdapalooza. We kind of, you know, like when we both went solo, we both kind of hit the con circuits. But before we went solo, we didn't really play a lot of cons. This is actually only our second con we've played as a unit. I don't know. I'm more of into like the bar atmosphere than like the cons. The cons just kind of fit in because there's a lot of other musicians that are similar to us that we meet every time we come through, and it's just a lot of fun.
There aren't really a lot of music cons either.
Yep.
There's MagFest, there's PAX, and there was Nerdapalooza. As far as music, I heard that Kollison Con would be introducing more music. So, you know, this is my first year. Not my first year with Duane and Brando. My third year here. The past 2 years I did solo. And I like cons, but like Duane said, you know, I'd rather do, you know, bar shows, and it's just a better atmosphere for our style, I think.
Yeah, we were very dirty.
Yeah, we're pretty raunchy and vulgar.
Yep.
What's kind of the audience for your music? Like, what specific kind of people do you guys like try to perform towards?
The oldest person we've ever sold a CD to was 64 years old, and I remember that because he was 64 years old. I don't know. I would say probably between the ages of 14 and 25-ish. I don't really know. I mean, if you played video games and you're into the style of music we play, pretty much get into us. But I don't know. What do you say?
I think our demographic really is dependent on what they like about our band, because there's so much going on. There's the video games, there's the vulgar rapping, and then there's the rock. on top of it. So we're kind of like hitting 3 demographics there automatically.
Yeah, and we're both very style oriented. I mean, with his project Exit Mind Bomb and some of the stuff that I've done solo, we don't do a lot of rap music. We're more industrial-ish. It's kind of like to play around. We don't really have a style. We just kind of like incorporate whatever we picked up, whatever the video game, whatever we think would sound better for the video game. Anyway.
Right. Like for our upcoming EP, Runaway 5, it's not going to be rap. We're going to do it blues. It just makes more sense that way. But with the rap, it's funny for us, and it's pretty easy to do for us. You know, it allows us to battle each other.
And also we get to play our guitars and rap too, which is something that I've never seen personally anybody do before. So that's what I'm really excited about doing. It's just trying something new, something that I haven't seen other people do, and then try to find our own way of doing it, and then maybe other people will see it and then get inspired to do the same thing.
About like groups similar to you guys, what kind of like makes you guys different or sets you apart?
Well, in 2007 or 2008, the only person they had to really compare us to was Brent. Brent Floss. We were good friends with Brent, but yeah, we don't really have a lot of bands that sound a lot like we do.
I'd say probably the closest thing to what we do, I would say, would be the Megas, but they're a little more rock, you know, and that's kind of where we're moving, is towards the rock.
Okay, are there any plans for the future, or like big things transcending what you guys have done before?
Besides all the orgies? No, just try. We're a lot better now than we were back when we played before. I mean, we've both been practicing. Plus, with us both doing our solo thing, we've both got different things that we can add to the project. And I think that we're both he's gonna add his style, I'll add my style, and then we'll just see what we come up with. And hopefully, people dig it as much as they did back in the day. I'm sure they will. But yep.
This winter, I will be producing original material. I'll be working with a couple of other bands back at home. One's a metal group called Weapon, and the other's going to be kind of an alternative, kind of progressive band with me and my old guitar player Corey from Exit Mind Bomb. So, you know, the future's open, and possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I'm in a old school hip hop band back in Flint, a local band. I got with DJs and all that kind of stuff too. So we both have similar styles and differences. So, but yeah, that's probably what we'll probably be doing this winter. Besides working on new music, is just trying to set more stuff up for ourselves and get better prepared for next summer or spring or whenever, when we decide to blow up everybody's face, drop nukes on their face like Superman.
Like Superman.
Your music, does it go towards like the game OSTs, or is it just for performances for people?
What do you mean?
Like what's your music like? Like, what's the interaction with the gaming companies that you do the music of?
When we do a song about a game, it helps promote that company. I know Ubisoft is a fan of ours. I think they're probably hoping that we do one of their games. We were invited to E3 actually by Ubisoft, and we couldn't make it. But as far as what we do on a legal basis, what we do is covered under fair use. It's essentially the same thing as what Weird Al does.
Parody.
It's a parody, and it doesn't reflect the companies, therefore, the companies are like, whatever. But at the same time, we're helping the companies promote their games. And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel a little bit responsible for Mega Man 9.
Well, yeah, you could call him a coot in 10. I read it with my eyes.
Yep.
But I don't know. I've never spoken to anybody at Capcom, but they know we exist and stuff like that. But
We're very underground. We're very like strangely underground.
Cult following. You only certain people will like us, but the people that do like us fucking love us.
Kiddie pools full of Kool-Aid.
Kiddie pools full of Kool-Aid.
All right. Anything you guys would like to add?
Just get ready, cause this is nothing compared to what we're gonna be doing next year. This is a very personal act. When we come back, we're gonna come back swinging, and just be ready for it, cause that I am.
Okay, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Nope. Nope.